The reality of being number one, right? Versus, maybe number two, number three, number four, number five in a company. What's going on, YouTube world? Austin Zay back here. I'm actually in my bedroom right now, if you can't see. Just sitting on my bed, man, and I'm just chilling. I wanted to talk to you, though, real quick about something. You probably saw the title. You probably saw the thumbnail. And that's like the reality of being an entrepreneur. The reality of being number one, right? Versus, maybe number two, number three, number four, number five in a company. I think we live in a world, right? It's 2019 right now, and, I'm chilling, and obviously I am an entrepreneur, but, a lot of people aren't talking about the real raw truths. So if you're watching this right now, stay tuned to the very end. I promise you I'm going to drop a ton of bombs in this video. You're going to love it. I think we live in a world where everybody looks at Instagram. They look at YouTube. They look at Facebook. They look at Twitter, and they see these guys, right, and these girls that are flying in the jets, that are driving the Lamborghini, that are wearing the suit, right, that have the stuff, and we flaunt that on social media because it attracts people, right, and it's the lifestyle that entrepreneurs live, and we're the ones that have the social media because we're the entrepreneurs and we need people to build businesses, right? And there's a lot of reasons, right? It's not just that reason. There's 100 different reasons why we do it. We like to help people, we like to inspire, change the world, whatever the case is. But what a lot of people aren't talking about is that as an entrepreneur, I'm the last line of defense. So what that means is if I hire somebody in my company, like a sales manager, or a sales rep, or a COO, or a CFO, or maybe even a CEO, and they mess up, right? They screw up, they do something wrong, it's my fault 1,000% of the time, right? I'm a professional firefighter. And that's my job description, right? As an entrepreneur, as a business owner, as somebody that owns multiple businesses, I'm a professional firefighter. And it doesn't get talked about very often. And so, while there might be a lot of monetary reward, it got me thinking. I'm like, okay. So I started looking at a lot of my friends. I'm like, but I know a lot of guys that don't have an Instagram, don't have a YouTube, don't have a Facebook, they don't have a Twitter, or they do, but they have 100 followers and they're a nobody, and they're worth $10 million, $20 million, $30 million, $40 million. They're very well off, and nobody knows who they are, right? They get to travel the world, they get to spend time with their loved ones, with their family. If something goes wrong, they can blame the guy above them, and they live the good life, right? And nobody has any idea who they are. So just take a step back, and if you're watching this video right now, and truly ask yourself, do you really want to be an entrepreneur? Or do you just think you want to be an entrepreneur because of the way social media puts entrepreneurs on this pedestal, right? This pedestal of like, that's the only way to become successful, or that's the only way to make a lot of money, or that's the only way to get the world to respect you, or to get the world to look at you and to appreciate you, or whatever the reason is why you think entrepreneurship is the only way. I encourage you to take a step back and to begin to ask yourself, could you go work for somebody else at a big company, a big Fortune 500 company, or whatever the case is, and be somebody that wasn't the main guy, right? The number one guy, right? Be a number two or a number three, and still make all of the money in the world. Make more money than your wildest imagination, okay? Take your family on vacation, go do whatever it is that you want to do. Buy a boat, buy a cool car, live in a cool house, take vacations, do whatever, and not be the firefighter, not be the guy that has all of the stress, all of the anxiety, all of the depression, all of the just this massive weight, right, that is on an entrepreneur's shoulders that people don't realize. And that's what I want you to understand in this video is that, everybody on social media is talking about the highlight, right? The highlight reel of being an entrepreneur. Look at me, man. I'm in my bedroom. I got this freaking $100 bill above my bed. I got my suits behind me. We're looking at Camelback Mountain in Scottsdale, Arizona. Everything's great, man. What they're not talking about is this massive freaking weight on an entrepreneur's shoulders. Employees and people and processes and systems and the fires and the businesses and the thinking and the thought process and like the constant evolution. There's so much to being an entrepreneur, And while I love it, I'm addicted to it. I love the grind. Not only do I love it, you know, I'm in love with it, right? Like for me, it's something that like I wouldn't trade it for the world. But I think that there's a lot of people, and you might be watching this right now, and you're like, man, like, you know, I just don't know. Just ask yourself, you know, are you doing it for you? Like, what's your reasoning behind wanting to be an entrepreneur? Is it because you want to be a legend, like truly be a legend and change millions of lives, and you'll do whatever it takes to get there, regardless of the stress, the anxiety, the depression, the fear, all the BS that comes along with it? Or do you just want to make a lot of money, right? Or are you doing it for the wrong reasons? You're doing it for other people. You're doing it for the world. You're doing it for the people that don't even give a freaking crap about you, okay? So just ask yourself, man, you know, if you're watching this video, what is the reason, okay? And that's it. And that's all I encourage you to do. I just want to make this video to explain to you guys the reality of being an entrepreneur. It ain't sexy. It's not all it's not the whole thing's not the highlight reel, right? It's not all the highlights. As a matter of fact, 99% of it is tough, man. It takes grit, resilience, hard work, patience, sacrifice, freaking, you know, the relentless pursuit of your goal and your dream. And the majority of it isn't sexy, and everybody's posting that 1% where it's like the Lambo and the car and the girl and the dress and the freaking red bottoms and the events and the airplanes, and it's like, man, like that's like not even it at all. It's 1% of it. So you can have all that without being number one, okay? You could be number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5. You go have everything you want in the world. You don't need 1 million followers on Instagram. You don't need 1 million subscribers on YouTube. I don't care if that's what the world says you need. You don't need it, okay? Just ask yourself. That's the purpose of this video. You know, take a step back today. Write down in your notebook right now, in your goals, in your outline, whatever you're taking notes with, and just be like, you know, what's the reason, man? Why do you want to be successful? What do you want to do? What are your goals? What are your dreams? That's it, okay? Guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Drop in the comment section down below, okay? If you liked this video, you know, what can I make in the future that is similar to this video? Or maybe it's about the cars or the lifestyle or real estate or wholesaling or traditional real estate. You want to go sell millions of dollars of the real estate. You want to start a marketing company. You want to frickin' see me jump out of an airplane. I'll make it happen. Drop down below what you'd like to see. Smash that subscribe button if you haven't already. Smash that thumbs up button. I look forward to seeing you guys in the next video.